on to our next segment?
Right on. We've got another feature or app in 10 minutes. Again, we're talking about Planner. We're talking about task management on this episode of the Moa Show. So Alex is going to take us through Planner in 10 minutes.
All right, let's talk about Microsoft Planner. What is it and how can we figure it out in 10 minutes? First things first. Microsoft Planner is a task management app that is built for small teams and groups. You get planner boards that are designed in a Kanban fashion that you can use to assign tasks to multiple people within a group. You can add due dates, task assignments, and many other things to these tasks. You can also access Planner from the web app, going to tasks.office.com, something along those lines. You can go to the mobile app. We still have a mobile app for it for some reason. There is the Tasks app in Teams, of course, and that's kind of it. Those are your main interfaces with Microsoft Planner. So this is it's a task management app that's designed after Kanban cards. So you've got your buckets and you've got your lists. In all of those tasks, you can assign people to them. You can add custom labels. You can add start dates, due dates, checklists, and even comments, and you can attach things from SharePoint. So this is a very robust tool. You have almost everything you need inside of these tasks, inside of a planner board with only a couple of clicks. Microsoft Planner, at the end of the day, is a task management tool for groups and small teams. How do we get started? How do you get started with Planner? By going to your office.com portal and selecting Office and selecting Planner from the list. And then ultimately, it's going to bring you to your office, your portal, your hub in Planner, where you can access all of your plans, all of your lists, and you can actually favorite them onto the hub here. You can pin them to the top, and you can see all of your recent boards and all the boards that belong to your group. So let's take a look at creating one from scratch. If you want to actually make a planner board, you're going to go to your office.com portal. You're going to click on the waffle menu and open up Planner, which will take you to here. If you want to create a new group, the main thing you need to understand is that planner boards exist in Microsoft 365 groups. These are the same things that Microsoft Teams are built in. A group is a collection of people that share an environment of tools, a suite of tools in Office 365. You get your team channels, you get your SharePoint site and document library, and you get planner boards, as well as a bunch of other things. When you make a new plan, it must be assigned to a group. So if I call this one Moa, I have to add it to an existing group, or if I can create a new group from scratch if you have the permissions to do that. 9 times out of 10, add it to an existing group that you are already a member of, and then click Create Plan. This will make this planner board available to everyone that is a member of your group. So that's basically getting started in Planner. Now all I have to do is add your tasks, add your buckets, and you're off to the races. It's a very simple app to get going and get started. So now let's talk about just laying out the board, getting familiar with it. So first things first, I'm going to zoom in just a little bit here. And what I'm going to do here is just show you a couple little things. And my planner board's taking over. There it is. Slide deck. There we go. So what you're going to do here is just make a planner board based on our Moa show. If you want to add a task, you hit that Add Task button, call it a task, and then you can start assigning it to people inside of your group. Anyone inside your group, doesn't matter who, you can assign it to multiple people. You can add labels, which can be given custom names. There's up to 25 of them now, I believe, in various colors. You got your start dates, end dates. You've got your priority settings. Stay away from urgent because I believe that sends out some high notifications. I believe, and then of course you've got your checklists. You can add notes in the description field, and you can attach files from your computer files that are already saved inside of SharePoint. So if your Teams files, your SharePoint files, same thing. You can also attach URLs. And there's ability to leave comments inside your task to let people know what you've done on it as well. You've got that fully functional inside of here. So next thing you want to do is take a look at some other places where tasks can be accessed. So what we're going to do here is just take a look at some of the places that you can use Microsoft Planner, and then I'm going to go back to that planner board. So as I mentioned, you've got the web app, you've got tasks inside, your tasks assigned to you inside of Microsoft To Do. Then of course, you've got your tasks inside of Teams as well, using the tasks for Planner app. So let's go back to our little demo here. Now we've got our board. If we want to access this from Microsoft To Do, we can actually go into Teams and look for that tasks app. And it's going to very promptly open up and explode onto the screen. But once you have that assigned to a channel inside of Teams, you'll be able to access it from the tasks app itself. So there are a few more steps in here, but ultimately, once that planner board's created and it's assigned to a channel, you can get to it from the Tasks by Planner and To Do app as well. So let's go back to our deck, and I've got a couple other things to hit on before we wrap up here. Now let's find the correct slideshow. These are some things that I think Planner succeeds at. It is a tool that is fast and easy to get going. It's not a very complicated app to launch up and get going. You don't need a lot of training. You create your board, you start creating your buckets, you get your tasks, assign them out, and then you can just start working. It's a nice tool to lay everything out that needs to be done very fast. So it's a great replacement for something like Excel if that's what you use to manage your tasks. It's got charts. If you want to manage your chart, if you want to get some quick insights on the progress of your app, you've got charts available to you. There's a built-in calendar, which does sync to Outlook. And of course, you've got the ability to add it inside of team channels. So those are some really good things that Planner succeeds at. Where does it fall short? And this is where I have a hard time with Planner. So data loss prevention. If you delete a task, it's gone. If you delete a board, it's gone. You get a couple seconds to undo that action if it happens, and that's it. There's no recycle bin. There's no backups. If you do delete something or someone deletes something they weren't supposed to, you're out of luck, unfortunately. Which takes us to granular permissions. Can you restrict people from deleting things or editing things that you weren't supposed to? And the answer is no. It's a resounding no. There is no ability to restrict what people can and cannot do inside of a planner board. It is a free-for-all, which means it's a pretty disposable board, because if you want to, it's great for those small projects. But if you want to do something really big and a really complicated project, you're going to outgrow Planner very fast. Because if something happens to any of your tasks in this really complicated board you've made, you're not going to know about it until it's too late. If someone deletes something that they weren't supposed to, you're not going to know about it until it's too late. Can you audit that? Can you find out who deleted something and why? No, because there's no audit or activity history inside a Planner. Someone makes a change, you're not going to be notified, and you can't go back and find out that history of your tasks or your planner board in general. And then as far as notifications go, can you get notified if someone makes a change to it? The answer is not really. You can get notified when someone assigns a task to you, and you'll get some email notifications when something's coming up due. But that's about it. So if you do add it to Microsoft Teams, you'll get those notifications inside of your Teams activity feed, which is kind of nice, but they don't add anything. And that's really all you get with notifications. Ryan, when we started this, when Planner first came out, the notifications were so overwhelming because they went over and above. You were getting notified about everything. If someone breathed on your planner board, you got a notification for it. You got an email for it. At some point, someone crawled it right back and stripped it down to the bare essentials, and they left it alone. So some final thoughts on Microsoft Planner in my last couple of seconds of this discussion. Planner, at the end of the day, is a user-friendly tool for organizing and delegating work in a shared space. Now, it's got a lack of depth when it comes to the features. No ability to customize the fields. There's no ability to create granular controls. The audit history is missing. The data loss prevention is missing. So this one's a hard one to justify for project managers. You have big projects, complicated projects. This is not going to be the tool that's going to do the job for you. if you have a small project, maybe it's a couple of weeks, maybe it's a month, it's a very small team, and you just need something to lay out the work that needs to be done and get it organized in a visual shared space, then Planner is for you. But ultimately, these boards are very disposable because once it's gone, it's gone. It's about as robust as a whiteboard with some sticky notes on it. And that's my time.
Right on. Great overview of Planner in 10 minutes. If I can just add two thoughts. Number one, something else where Planner kind of falls short is there's no great hooks for Power Automate. Says the guy that Power Automates everything, right? And that was kind of always our thinking was, yeah, we'd be able to address some of these shortcomings in Planner with automated and automatic flows. So if somebody does delete a task, maybe we could set up a flow to alert someone, or if someone deletes the Planner board, maybe we'd get a hook into Power Automate and we could do something with that. No bueno. There's just not much usable there for hooks in or triggers in Power Automate. My other takeaway is don't run your business on a Planner board.
No. That's great advice.
Your business. Even I would say don't run your team. Don't run your department. Don't run your team on a Planner board. Again, to Alex, to your point, ad hoc projects, laying things out, even a major minor project, okay. But don't use it as sort of your linchpin for your department, your organization, your fiscal year. Again, the thing that we've seen more often than not is the heartache and headache of I've either deleted a task or I've deleted a bucket of tasks and there's no way of getting that back. Or something changed in an M365 group and whoops, the whole Planner board gets toasted with no easy recovery. So just be careful, be mindful. My advice, don't run your business on a Planner board.
There's much better tools to document. Like if you need to manage operations, there are better tools for that. Like I would start with lists, Microsoft Lists. It's got everything you need. It's got the protections. It's customizable. You have to invest a little bit into it. It's not as pick up and go as Planner is. So There's that trade-off, but it also has a lot of the protections you need and the restrictions you need. So I think it's worth the investment. Planner is great. It's more of like it's like the Happy Meal cheeseburger of project management tools at this time. It'll get the job done, but it might not leave you satisfied.
There you go. This is a good way. Why is it always with food analogies on this show?
Because we do this at lunchtime, Ryan.
I know.